We are so excited to be here back in the F1 pit building for the next few days. We have 86 galleries from all around the world, 39 of whom hail from Singapore. And actually 17 of those galleries have never shown with us before here at the Affordable Art Fair. So you can expect to see some fantastic fresh artworks alongside some of the old favorites as well. It's a range of artworks from $100 to $10,000, covering all different mediums from painting, photography, oil on canvas, sculpture. And we're also delighted to be running a few installation programs that you'll see as you come through the venue. We, at the entrance, have a bicycle sculpture where you can actually get involved, cycle, and lovely wings will light up. It's an installation by a Rupp, and it reminds us all of being children and flying free. We have a very strong education program, and I think that's something that's really important to highlight. Our charity this year, we're working with the Institute of Mental Health. And they have a stand in the fair upstairs on level 3, and they'll be working with us on running workshops. So you can pay $10, you can create a sort of ceramic coaster. That coaster will then be taken back to work for the patients to work on. They'll then be fired up and given back to the person who paid for that coaster. And that is an amazing opportunity, I think, for us to celebrate art therapy and the good it does for people who come from different backgrounds, whether they use it as a form to release of stress or actually to improve their situation. But also it ties into our global view of being an organization around the world who gives money into the art therapy world. So we actually have a talk by Dr. Ong, who works with the Woodbridge Hospital, and he'll be coming in and talking about how art therapy can actually change a person's life. So yes, that's a free talk that anyone's welcome to come and enjoy. But alongside that, we also have other programs that are gallery-led talks. So for example, we have a gallery from the UK called Tag Fine Arts, and also a gallery from Singapore called Pop and Contemporary. They are both print publishers. Many people, when they first start collecting art, quite often find buying a print or a photograph is a good accessible way to find an affordable artwork that they can take home. Now, both Pop and Contemporary and Tag Fine Arts are actual publishers of prints. So they'll be discussing what is a print, what makes a print, and what's the work behind a print. So definitely get involved in that talk. We did. We had a personal shopping. Yes, we did. Yeah. I think we learn as we go through. Personal shopping was very much a spring initiative that will continue in that vein. This fair is an art talk-led program. So we have an art education area that I'm looking at over there, where various talks will take place and gallerists will come in. Nani Arts from Singapore, they'll be discussing Hindu iconography in modern art, for example. So there's something for absolutely everybody. The demonstrations are also happening, yes. We've got a fantastic installation called I Wow Here by Wow Wow Wow, and it's a group of artists who have created this. You'll see it, it's all plaster, it's coming together. People can come along and there'll be artist-led workshops where people can actually interact with that artwork. We're also very excited to be working with Janice Wong, who's a culinary artist. She's been commissioned by DBS to create chocolate-inspired artworks, and these will be found in our DBS Treasures art space. And we're absolutely thrilled that Janice will also be hosting workshops from 3 to 5 p.m. for the public to come and enjoy and learn much more about her artworks, and also to get a sense of how edible art is part of the Affordable Art Fair. We're absolutely thrilled. I can't quite believe it's the 6th year of the Affordable Art Fair here in Singapore. It's our 6th edition here in the autumn season. I think what we've found over the years is from that first fair in 2010 where we had 50 galleries and 9,500 people, we now have a fair of about 86 galleries, and this year alone we'll probably have seen about 30,000 people come through our doors for both fairs this year. And that's a really exciting I think, testament to Singapore's art scene. People here are truly interested in art. They want opportunities to see contemporary art. And I think what's really important of the part that we play as Affordable Art Fair is stimulating the art market, creating new buyers within it, but also giving established collectors an opportunity to come and see fresh art, test their eyes, and see some of the most exciting contemporary art you can see. You're absolutely right. Since 2010, the art market in Singapore has changed, and there are many more art fairs here and many more exhibitions. The National Gallery is opening up next week. And that's a great testament, I think, to the people who are working here within the arts industry, that Singapore has become a real hotbed for art to be seen and shown and exhibited. From our perspective, I think it goes to show that our visitors and also our galleries alike have an opportunity to showcase really interesting artwork across the year. We're there as an educator, we're there as a provider, and we see such strength in our visitor numbers and our sales. As we have done in London and New York, they're the only other two cities where we've held 2 fairs a year. So we're really, really thrilled that the response from the Singapore audience has been so fantastic and overwhelming that we're able to now offer a really diverse program across an annual 12-month period. It's basis the demand, and it's also basis our need as a player, as a local player, to build that grassroots knowledge around art and what is art. And the way I describe it is like flicking a light switch in people's brains. You know, people I think assume that art is only for people with a huge amount of money or who have an art history background. And I think this event offers people a non-intimidating way to come and get involved. We've talked about the artist workshops, the programs, but ultimately it's about connections. People really enjoy the fact they can come and talk to the galleries, they can get to know them, and they can learn the artist's stories. I mean, here we sit at the under $1,000 wall, which again, I think is a real indicator. We didn't have that in the first year, but we've learned from our visitors and over our time that people, they like to feel there's a point at which they can start, that they can go to. They can see a range of works in different mediums, but it's within a price bracket that's very defined. And from there, they see who the gallery is, and they can go and have a conversation and learn more about an artist and perhaps take an artwork home. Oh, yes. Right. Gosh, good memory. Yeah, we're still quite high. Yeah. It is still the case. We're still one of the highest, us in Hong Kong. And Hamburg, I think, is up there as well. But certainly, we average in Singapore, it's between it's between $2,800 and $3,200 normally is your average artwork. Whereas in the UK, you're probably looking at about $2,000, for example. So yes, people are prepared to spend a bit more. But it's so individual. Some people come and buy multiple artworks for a lower value. Someone else will come in and buy something, one artwork for a higher value. So that's just an average. But we encourage galleries to have the whole spectrum, the wide range, because everyone's different, and not everyone can afford an artwork for $3,000. So we still need to focus on that affordability angle. So every gallery who's participating with us has the opportunity to send in artwork that they would like to show at the under $1,000 wall. So we present it, no one's charged, it's an extra marketing opportunity for a gallery. But what we do is that we then select the artworks and curate them together so that it has some cohesiveness to it. And it works quite well for the galleries. I think they do appreciate that secondary opportunity to showcase artwork. I think it's an interesting thing, and I did look at it as I walked around, and I thought, well, actually, what's different, perhaps, from your perspective to previous years is quite often we've had a couple of galleries who are pure photography galleries showing works. So you can go into there and you have a whole range of works. And this year what we're seeing is actually galleries showing lots of different mediums. So you've got photography alongside oil on canvas, print work, and so on. So perhaps it's not as obvious. But no, I think photography is still very much evident here. We visit galleries like Artemis and Artistry, Mandy Tay, a local Singaporean photographer, showing with Gallery Belvedere alongside a range of other artworks. So photography is definitely still an important place within the Affordable Art Fair, as is every medium. Diversity is really key for us. I would say painting is still something that's the most popular in terms of selling medium. I think people feel quite reassured by an oil on canvas. But print work is also, as I say, it's a very accessible way to start collecting artwork. Sculpture is probably a bit more niche, and that's been growing over time. I mean, me, myself, I've been in the art world for a long time now, over 15 years. I've only just started buying sculpture, and it's the next stage really for me. So I think you do definitely see oil on canvas, acrylic on canvas as the standouts to begin with, but it's not to say that other forms of art don't sell well. I just would like to say a little bit about our Young Talent Program, which is in its 4th year, which we are really thrilled about. Year on year, we get over 100 applications from artists who aren't represented by galleries, who are under the age of 35, and they are whittled down. There's a committee, and we have between 6 and 8 artists who show at the fair. And then 3 of those artists are selected to work with a curator, Sian, our program curator, for 10 months. And then the following September, they have a solo show at Ion. So this September in 2015, we've just closed last year's program. We had 3 fantastic artists do a large-scale exhibition for us. And this year at the fair, you'll see the Young Talent Program's latest recruits. And I think the work is really fantastic. It's really diverse and interesting. And I'm really excited to see who are those 3 finalists who will work with Sian for the next 10 months to develop their careers and have an opportunity for a really important show at Ion.